welcome. I'm Heather, and you're watching Prudent Media. Right now, as we speak, thousands of students across the state are appearing for their Class 10 board exams. And for many families, the question that follows is immediate: what comes next? Because the choices that students make in their classes 11 and 12 often shape the direction that their future careers will take. With competitive exams getting even more challenging year after year, the importance of the right guidance can never be overstated. Today in our studio, we are joined by Mr. Deepak Badoria, an alumnus of IIT Dhanbad and the founder of Quest Educare, a well-known institute that helps students prepare not just for their board exams, but for competitive exams like the JEE and the NEET. Mr. Deepak, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me on this program.
Mr. Deepak, every year there are thousands of students that appear for your JEE and your NEET, and then there are thousands more that feel overwhelmed, even to attempt these. What is your belief system about competitive exams?
So for the students and the parents who are watching me for the first time, and my beloved 3,000 plus students who have already studied with me and are studying, your Deepak sir is here. So I would like to take you on my journey a little bit. I came to Goa in 2018, a 23-year-old young passionate IITian, wanted to build an institution around his face value. What it takes: a good infrastructure, a good classroom experience, a proven teacher who solves numericals with the ninja techniques that are famous amongst the students, and the recording of everything, so that if you miss the class, if you couldn't understand, you don't have to go to YouTube. And with the belief system and with the trust that I always say, हमारे यहाँ teacher change नहीं होता है. If you will trust on me, I'm going to teach you throughout the journey. Deepak sir is going to work for next 20 years with the identity of a teacher, not with the identity of founder or director. My every class start with an assurance that every child is special, not only few toppers. Everyone is special, and I ensure the fee, the trust, the time that you give me, I will deliver 100% in return. So that is my identity from last 7 years, and that is what I want to keep for next 20 years for the people who are listening me for the first time. So you're going to have amazing time in this interview. So according to my belief system, when a student decides that he or she want to prepare for competitive exam, the first thing they should do is they should not label themselves whether they are of 95 plus percentage range or 90s range, because in my past experience I have seen student even in 80s have cracked IIT JEE.
Okay.
And then the second thing that they should focus on to choose a right coaching, right mentor. And right coaching and right mentor doesn't mean only the coachings which showcase that we have given the best results. What works best? If you have a proven teacher, if you have a powerful mentor who can keep you in discipline, who can keep your morale high throughout the preparation,
Okay.
who knows how to bring best out of the students, who know the exact things what works in competitive exam, who knows how to teach the syllabus thoroughly. You have to trust those teachers. You have to find those teachers. And the second thing is you should not be worried about the outcome first.
Okay.
Because outcome will be after 2 years. You have to give your best. So in that process, you should not be hypnotized by the results which are shown on the internet. The overall belief system is competitive exam, you need to treat them as a challenge, because till class 8, 9, 10th, you have lived a regular academic life just like every other kid. This is the time where you are pushing your limits. This is the time where you are challenging yourself. This is the time where you want to prove yourself that I can sacrifice something, I can try hard. And then you see how much you are successful in the end of the journey. So it's a process which will make you a better, powerful human being to face the challenges in the life. So the whole idea is when you are taking the competitive exam, you have to tick mark everything that a competitive exam demands from you. Competitive exam demands you need to study under good teacher, powerful teacher, proven teachers, and the teachers whose lectures you can at least verify. I always say to everyone, to every teacher who want to come into this field, I say, put something on the internet in the form of demo where a student can see how you teach, so that the student should not repent later that he or she studied under wrong teacher or the teacher whom they didn't like, because the students have a limited time of 2 years. If it goes wrong, then they lose the confidence, and then people generally say, okay, student couldn't succeed or couldn't bring the best result, because best result is not only about bringing the rank, it's about getting selected, getting seat, or bringing the best version of yourself, so that at least you can find your spot in your academic journey ahead in the college or any professional course.
I think that's a very reassuring message for students who, they feel overwhelmed before they even begin.
Yeah.
Now, we spoke about your belief system. Now, on the part of the student, is there anything, according to you, maybe if you could list 3 or 4 things that every student must do during these 2 years if they want to succeed in not just in their board exams, but also in competitive exams?
Yeah, so the students who are listening me and watching me, I will just tell you 3 4 good things that you can do. Number one, find a proven teacher who will not leave your journey in between, means will finish your syllabus properly. Number one thing, do not miss the class. I have a very famous line to say in my classes: if you are absent from a place, you should be present at a good place at the same time. So if your teacher is good, you don't have to miss the classes. Number two, you have to have your own good quality notes. You should not depend on anyone else's notes, because there are so many resources available on the internet in the form of books, in the form of PDFs. You have to have your own good quality notes. Number three, every single day, it's not about studying 7 hours, 8 hours. Just promise yourself that you will definitely study 3 to 4 hours every day, which should involve the practice. The practice in the same way, the way questions are going to come in your exams. And the number four thing is revise every single day. Because I always believe in one single line: if you are a good student, if you are obedient student, the only thing that you have to follow is multiple revision and maximum practice, and eventually you will hang off this thing that you are going to do for next 2 years, and eventually you will get a very good result.
So basically, what you're saying is that these years are not just about your academic foundation, but also about discipline.
Yes, yes.
Now, for many, choosing a coaching institute
Yeah.
is the next question.
Yeah.
How do parents pick which coaching institute is right for their student?
So while choosing a coaching institute, I always believed what I did during my academic journey. I always believed in the teachers. I never believed in the institute, because teachers are going to teach you. So you have to know more about the teachers who are going to teach you, their past experiences, how they teach. Try to find out their lectures if you can get. Generally, people don't put out, because most of the coaching teachers leave, teachers comes, teacher goes, teachers are not emotionally invested. That is why you very rare places you will find the demo lectures, video lectures, sample lectures of the teachers, because until unless you are not knowing who is going to teach you and you don't know how they teach, then a decision is just like like a curtain. You don't know what is behind the curtain.
True.
You are only believing the face value, the building, the name, and the traded results of every years. So that will not give you the right picture. So try to find out good teachers. Number two, also ask questions. What if you fall sick in between? What if you miss any lecture?
Okay.
What are the provisions? Because at our place, what we believe, it's a time of technology. It's a time of very high competition. So if you miss anything, the coaching should have a provision, so that next day when you come to the class, you don't feel
You're
like
not
you were
lost.
absent.
Yes.
It's the logic that I'm giving to each and every child, how to decide a coaching institute. So look at these things, whichever institution, whichever coaching, whichever teacher is giving you all this, take admission there, because then whatever you are paying for, you get in return everything from that institute.
I think that's very reassuring for parents. It's very important advice. Mr. Deepak, you mentioned that you are personally involved in teaching the core subjects, which is your PCNM.
Yes.
Now, my question to you is, beyond just teaching, like, what is your teaching philosophy? You know, we know that you are well loved. We know about your mentorship driven approach. So, how do you inspire students to work hard, to study hard, and to develop their abilities?
So for the student and for the teachers, there has to be a emotional relationship. If a teacher is working hard and if student is connected with that teacher, the student itself feel motivated to work hard. And there should be a proper guidance, proper mentorship for the students where they feel motivated to work hard every single day.
We know that preparing for competitive exams it's a long, arduous journey. It's more of a marathon rather than a sprint. Yes. And there are lots of challenges that students face along the way, academically, emotionally. Could you tell us, if you're speaking directly to our students across the state, is there anything that they can do to make this journey a lot less challenging for them?
So, being a teacher, I know the whole syllabus. So, I'll break it down in a very simple manner. See, when you start your 11th or 12th class journey along with competitive exams, most of the student in the beginning, they feel like, मुझसे नहीं होगा. It's very tough. It's going over my head. Have patience. In competitive exams, question doesn't come from the full chapter. Question doesn't come from each and every corner. And there are roughly 90 to 100 chapter if you include both 11th and 12th class. So there is 20 to 30% of the syllabus which you may find it is very tough. Remaining 70 to 80% of the syllabus is easy if you do not give up. So sometimes what happens in the beginning of 11th, in the first 1 or 2 or 3 months, most of the students find competitive exams are tough. But I always say, just try to learn as much as you can and be in the race. Because as the syllabus will progress, your mind maturity will develop. You will start grasping the concept. You will start finding the ways to learn. I'll quote my example. When I started my 11th, I found my confidence nearly at a time of Diwali. And generally, academic year starts in the month of April or May. So it took me 5-6 months to adjust with the competitive nature. So I assure you, because I teach physics, chemistry, and maths, so I can give you the combined experience. You just hold on. You just trust. Because I know and I'm assuring you, most of the part of the syllabus is easy if you stay till the end. So don't give up. But again, who will help me in this? Generally what happens, ma'am, when there's a powerful teacher with you, अगर एक बार टीचर बोल देता है ना कि हो जाएगा, easy है.
Yes.
If this is not working, do that way. This is not helping you, try this way.
True.
Things become easy. I would say you find a good mentor who have been through this journey, find a good teacher, because they exactly know your problems. There will be distractions, there will be times where you feel burnout, there will be times where you don't want to continue. They will tell you this is the part and parcel of this game. Because eventually, if you will stay till the end, even if you don't get selected, you will be much, much better version of yourself as compared to when you started. So that would be my message. Don't leave the journey. Competitive exams makes you a different person for the life. That is why every smart kid try to appear in competitive exam. It's like a sport. If you play, you don't make it to the big teams, you don't play for the country, you don't play for the state, but if you play, you will become a different person. You will have that athleticism in you.
True.
Yeah.
Basically, preparation is also about as much about mentorship as it is about your mental and academic abilities.
Yes.
Let's talk about another reality that students face today is our digital distractions.
Yes.
We have our social media, the internet, the constant pinging of the cell phone. What can students do to keep away from these distractions?
Yeah. So when I speak to my students, I always tell them it's all game of knowing your purpose, because we all know even if we click 10 pictures of us, we post the best one. Same is the game on social media. Everyone try to show the best version, best life, best experiences on the social media. But that is not the truth. The truth is you have to know yourself, okay, what will work in your favor. So every single day I always try to tell the student use social media, but in the end talk to your friends, enjoy with your friends, but at least do something good in your favor. If that favor is academics, learn first, then talk to your friend. Study first, then use social media. First, have your own priority list, then get into someone else's priority. So, that is how you can reduce the chances of getting distracted through social media, because social media is there, it will remain there, more apps will come, more distraction will come. So the only thing that will save you is that you know your purpose, you know your priorities, and in the end use social media.
Mr. Deepak, thank you so much for that. So, we've spoken about you as a teacher, we've spoken about mentors, we've spoken about what students need to do or not do to focus. As a parent, I have a question, which is what can we as parents do for a student, at such an important time in their life? Also, what I'm trying to say is how can we create a supportive environment at home without adding so much pressure, because students are already under a lot of pressure.
Right. There should be an environment at home where at least on the dining table, parents should get into the discussion, how is your academics going on? Not focusing on the outcome, but focusing on the process, how your teachers are teaching you, how you are liking your teachers, what are the things which are bothering you, can we help you? And the thing that I believe, okay, whenever, because every child is a different, somebody's child would be topper and somebody's would be at the last also. So I always believe someone should not work hard based on knowing what will be the outcome. Same with the parent. Parents should not have the discussion with the child based on outcome. Means when the result comes, then the discussion happens. The discussion should be on a daily basis. They should be reminded that I'm not giving you the resources. I'm not spending a lot of money on you to bring the only best result. We are expecting that you are enjoying the process. You are learning every single day. You want to attend the classes and you are following the process. Because eventually the whole game, if you look closely, is not about getting mark sheet, getting good mark sheet, or cracking competitive exams only. Because the people, those who are doing fabulously well in their life, are not always toppers. It's all of those students and individuals who have gone through the rigorous process of learning, have given their best. They didn't hide anything. So that kind of a relationship should be at home, where child is not hiding things from the parent, openly discussing what they are facing, what are their challenges in their schools or in their coaching institution. So if that kind of conversation happens, where the pressure is not of the result, the pressure is not of the outcome,
True.
then student opens up and parent get to know the real picture in real time. Otherwise, what happens, you will get to know the things after the results. So the in short, there should be an open discussion and daily discussion, at least having lunch or dinner wherever possible. That can bring the confidence in the student, okay, my parents are with me.
I think that's a very important perspective, because for many students, they feel that these exams are the ultimate test of their ability, which is not always the case.
Correct. So I would like to add one more thing here. See, we often believe that if I'm taking science, then I have to be engineer only, then I have to become a doctor only. That's not the case. I have my friends who did MBBS, but today they are entrepreneur. They are running different kind of businesses. I have my friends who took these preparations seriously, but couldn't succeed. But they succeeded in something else. So the whole idea of studying and trying hard when you are in 10th, 11th or 12th is that you get that click. Okay, how to get things done? What does it take to try tough things? So that in later in life, when you try anything, whether it's a business or any field you choose, you know, okay, I know from my childhood, or I know when I was 16, 17, 18-year old, okay, this is how what tough things demand. So that is in your DNA, that's in your blood. So whenever life challenges you, you can put forward.
That's very valuable guidance. Life definitely does offer you many different paths to success. Only all you have to do is put in the effort and never give up. Mr. Deepak, before we wrap up, I would like to ask you one last question. And if you would like to tell our viewers a little bit about your institute and about your larger vision for students in Goa.
Yeah. So when I came to Goa, the thought was, okay, I will come here, I will impact the student and mark my presence in the society here. So the larger goal is to teach at least 10,000 plus students directly and build an infrastructure where every parent who visits our center feels like this is the best place to study. The infrastructure owned by us, designed by us for the students, where they feel like every facility is there, whatever they need in their good academics. So the aim will never be to compete with anyone. The aim would be to deliver the best. We will always say, if you trust Deepak sir's face, Deepak sir's ability, his lectures out in the public, you watch them, then only you take the admission.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak, so much for joining us here today and for sharing your valuable insights with us.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here. And in the end, I want to give a message to all my old student and current students. You have seen my journey. You experience me every single day. I want you to build a self-esteem while you are studying with me or you have already studied with me. Believe in yourself. Do not try to prove anyone. Do not try to compete with anyone. Try to build something that can satisfy you when you look back in your life and you can say, yes, I did it. Because today, whatever I have built, small, medium, or big, it's all mine. And you know it, how classy I have built things. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Deepak. We wish you and your students at Quest Educare all the success in the years ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
For many students, exams like the JEE and the NEET can feel overwhelming. But as we've heard today from Mr. Deepak himself, with the right ability, the right mindset, and the right guidance, everything can be overcome. To every student watching, your journey is just beginning and the possibilities ahead of you are endless. Thank you so much for joining us here today. This is Heather saying bye for today. Keep watching Prudent Media.